If you could explain this rivalry in a few words, in a quick sum up, how would you explain it?
It was a rivalry that built to a crescendo in the 1990s and the early 2000s, and both teams were winning and having great success, not only locally but throughout the state of Florida, and even at times getting national recognition. So it had become a very big deal, and it was a Manatee County community event.
I was at both schools earlier this week, but kids on both sides were still say that this is their favorite game of the year. Talk about it, kind of how it stands at the moment.
Well, as you mentioned that, I'm already getting goosebumps because it's that exciting. As it stands right now, Manatee's won the last 3 games, 3 years in a row. Southeast hasn't scored any points in those last 3 games, so I know that they're hoping to make a difference and make a change, but it's an exciting event.
To talk about the relationship you have with Canaan, maybe back in the day, maybe now, I don't know. How does it differ?
Well, when I came in 1974, I was an assistant coach, and then Coach Canaan came to be the head coach here in 1981, and he interviewed me for an assistant position because at that same time, Southeast position as a head coach was open, and I didn't get it at first. And Coach Canaan came over to my condominium, and we talked and visited about the possibility of me coming to coach here. And as it turned out, I got hired in June of 1981, and that was my first year, and that was his first year as well. So we had the rivalry then that existed until he left when he became sick, and then he came back and the rivalry resumed, and I was there until 2014.
So talk about Coach Bradley, how much passion you can see from him, how much he wants to give back to these kids, not just on the field, but also off.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I saw that when he was at Braden River and talked to some of their former players, and I saw it at work with some of their assistant coaches talking to me about what he did for the players, and he pours his whole family into it, not just him and his wife and his 2 kids who are visible on the sideline, but his dad was a football player, quarterback at Missouri, and he's on the coaching staff. His mom's there, and they pour their entire family into it, and that's one of the great things about Coach is that he went into be part of the Southeast family with his family, and that's the way you got to do it. You got to be on board with everybody, and I think he's doing a very nice job.
Yeah, I know it's going to take kind of a few years for him to really build this program back, but I feel like in the offseason he did a lot of great things. How do you feel like the Southeast program is going to improve this season?
Well, I think the experience of the kids that have stayed in the program, like this year, there's a number of seniors that have decided to stay the course and be with Coach Bradley these last 2 years. And he was just thrilled. The athletic director, Maechtle, was thrilled to see the number of kids that were coming into the summer weight room and coming out for football were guys that had made a contribution last year, and now they're trying to take that next step.